Hello, it's me, Anja. My pronouns are she and her, and welcome back to my channel for a new video. So, I will leave part 1 in the description box below that I did more than a year ago, if you haven't seen that video already. But anyway, the first book on this list is called Loveless. This book is a YA contemporary, although people have argued that it's technically new adult, because the main character is in university. But anyway, it follows a young girl who's figuring out her sexuality, and she is Alice. This book is so incredible, and it's so well done, and I really enjoyed it. It was one of my favorites of 2020. I almost said 2021. Oh my gosh. Anyway, this book is so incredible, and it's so well done. Alice Oseman is one of my favorite authors, and this book really solidified that for me. I already knew that this book would be really good, since Radio Silence is one of my favorite books of all time, but this book was so awesome, and I really enjoyed it. It's so emotionally driven. The characters are so well developed and so distinct and absolutely so authentic and so realistic. The friendships in this book are so well developed, so wholesome, so well done. The Ace representation is so wonderful. As usual, I can only speak on this representation to an extent, but I think that this book is so lovely, and it's so timely, and it's so important, and it's absolutely so necessary. So with that, I would highly recommend it. The next book on this list is called The Glimmers Girls. I know I've talked about this book quite a lot recently, but that's because it's so good. Anyway, for those who don't know, this book is a YA fantasy contemporary dark academia thriller because it follows 4 best friends as they investigate their murdered best friend. Does that make sense? I hope it does. Anyway, of the 4 main characters, one of them is demisexual, and another one is Asian and Alice. The demisexual main character is also bisexual, and if I'm remembering correctly, she also has a chronic illness, but maybe I'm incorrect about that. Anyway, the cast of characters in this book are so diverse, and also so casually diverse as well. And also, there's such distinct main characters too. Like, they're so awesome, and I was so emotionally attached to all of them individually. But even aside from that, the plot was so intriguing, and it was so thrilling. The world building was so awesome, and I'm so excited to read the sequel. This book deserves all the hype and so much more, and with that, I would highly recommend it. The next book on this list is called Dread Nation. This book is a YA historical fantasy, and one of the main characters, Catherine, is Alice, and she's given a perspective in the sequel. The first book is narrated by Jane, who's black and bisexual. Catherine is also black, by the way. But anyway, for those who don't know, this book is a YA historical fantasy following a young black bisexual girl who gets caught up in a deadly conspiracy as families start to go missing. And it's set in a post-Civil War era, where instead of the North and South fighting, they're fighting zombies instead. So we love to see it. Actually, we hate to see it, because if we lived in a world where we were fighting zombies, I would absolutely die. But anyway, that's besides the point. This book is so incredible, and it's so well done. The world building is so inventive, and it's so awesome. Both the main characters are both well-developed, distinct main characters, and they are so wonderful, and they are so lovely, and they are so badass. The plot is so intriguing and so thrilling, and I really enjoyed it. The characters, their friendship, the romance, everything about this story is so well done. This duology is so underrated, and it deserves so much more hype, so with that, I would highly recommend it. The next book on this list is called Lick. This book is one of my favorites of 2021, and it's a middle-grade contemporary following a young boy who's questioning a romantic, and he's also asexual. I hope that makes sense. But anyway, he's figuring out his identity and who he is, which I think is very timely, and it's very important and necessary, especially for young people who are often told that they are too young to figure out their sexuality, which is so false, and it's also so invalidating too. So anyway, this is your fun little reminder that nobody is too young to figure out their sexuality, because there's no timeline set in stone for that. You know what I mean? Anyway, this book is so good. It's so awesome. It's so lovely. It's absolutely so wonderful. The characters are so well developed and so distinct. The friendships that he develops later on in the story are so fluffy, so wholesome, and so supportive. I think it's so important to have a lovely support system. Anyway, this book is so incredible, and I could talk about it for hours and hours and hours, and there's nothing that I would change about the story, hence why I rated it 5 stars when I read it last year. But anyway, this book is amazing, and I would highly, highly recommend it. The last book on this list, but certainly not the least, is called Harley in the Sky. This book is a YA contemporary following a young, demisexual and demi-romantic girl who runs away to join the circus because her parents won't take her seriously because she wants to be a circus performer for the rest of her life. And even though she's from a circus, her parents want her to have like a more like professional job, I guess. So she runs away to a rivaling circus. So that's fun. This book is so good. Akemi Bowman is one of my favorite authors because her books are so incredible. They're so emotionally driven, and every single one of them has been so amazing and so well done. And this book is no exception. This book is also so underrated, and for what? I mean, all of her books are so underrated. But anyway, this book is so awesome. The plot is so thrilling, so intriguing. The characters are so well developed, so distinct. This book is so great, and it's so awesome. And with that, I would highly, highly recommend it. So, in conclusion, I will leave part 1 in the description box below if you haven't seen that video already, which is a video that I made over a year ago, if I'm not mistaken, which goes to show the lack of Arrow Ace books in the publishing industry. So I hope to read more Arrow Ace books this year, and I hope to make a part 3 to this year. I hope so. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, please don't hesitate to give it a big thumbs up. Comment down below the Apple emoji if you made it all the way to the end of the video. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to my channel if you're new, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!